So, a rainy night in Wellington here, and we are back with another battle report. This time we're going to have a look at the Venators first. Of course, these guys, if you'll have watched any of the previous battle reports from this current campaign, or at least my battle reports anyway, this is my current gang. So what we have here are the Crucible of Thorns. They're an Ordo Hereticus sort of kill team that are on the hunt for a rogue witch in Cotton Town, and they just might have some clues as to the whereabouts of said witch. In this game, up against the Escher, we're going to be playing one of the uprising scenarios, and that, on this beautiful, gorgeous table, is going to be a really interesting scenario. It's called Meat Harvest. We're going to replay it and rework it, so it's the same scenario, but we're going to rejig the sort of idea and the fluff behind it. So the Venators are going to be defending here, trying to arrest and gather information from a bunch of ragtag, faithful but filthy corridor that we've placed around the board, 12 of them. Now I will need to gather information by these guys by chaperoning them off back into my deployment zone. Meanwhile, however, the Escher, who've got something to hide, will be trying to stop me, and they want to silence any of these guys from speaking and spilling the beans on what's been going on in Cotton Town. So, without further ado, we're just going to have a look at the Crucible of Thorns gang here. Now, there have been some changes because we got absolutely smashed by squats in the last game. So the Inquisitor of the Warband, Absalom Angevin, is going to be missing. Now, he did get a spinal injury in the last game, meaning that he's going to be down in strength, which is not a huge problem when you've got a Servo Claw, and he is a Psyker after all, so it's not the worst thing that could happen, but it's not great, but we'll remove him from the picture straight away. The other one that's going to be missing from this game, at the very least, because it is quite a big crew now, is the Beastmaster, Thea Malian, who did take a toughness injury there as well. So her hounds, or giant rats should I say, will be out of this game too. I did use the rogue doc to save her in the last game as well from certain death. However, leading the line, we've got the two interrogators. Now I say two because these two with the witchy hats now. Interrogator here, she was excellent against the squats with her Bolton Needler combi weapon. She's now gained a second skill too. Of course, she does have the shooty profile, so she's got trick shot with that as well, which means she's hitting very reliably with her throwing knives and Bolton Needler combi weapon. And she's also picked up precision shot as well, which means that sixes to hit mean that you get no save as well, which is rather nasty. I'm still waiting for a chem synth for her, but she's got layered flak armor and a undersuit as well, so gorgeous young lady there. This next guy, he's quite new. So another guy with a witchy hat here, but a new interrogator to the mix now. So a third champion. This guy is dual plasma stub pistol combi, and he's also got a spare needle rifle up his jacket. These look like plasma pistols to the untrained eye, and they absolutely are, but I decided to go with the stub plasma combi weapon because they're cheaper and it kind of represents just how many pistols he's actually got on his body. So effectively we've got kind of 4-5 guns on one guy, so we'll see how this guy pans out. But of course the skill of choice here is going to be gunfighter, meaning that I can choose 2 different targets, and of course no negatives to hit when I shoot both my pistols as well. So very nice skill to have on this guy. Moving along now, we have the Crusader, the Indomitable Crusader here. Now, this guy's been kind of mixed. He's an absolute tank. He's got the Carapace armor and a Ceramite shield, giving a 2-up save from the front with a toughness 4, a strength of 4, and a great sword as well. So he's been very, very good in some games, not really turned up in others, but we'll see if he turns up tonight, as this crew selection will be random. The next one up though, of course, sorry, Nerves of Steel has the skill there on that guy, and that's all 3 champions talked about. Now we don't have a specialist because the specialist did actually die, but the same model I'm using for Ingo Vularai here, who is my ganger with a shotgun. This counts as a shotgun and throwing knives. Of course it looks cool, so rule of cool means that this crossbow here is a shotgun and throwing knives combined. And she's also got layered flak armor there as well. Moving over to another new guy, we've got the Executioner here. This guy has, of course, again, rule of cool. He does have a 2-handed axe on his body, but 2-handed axes are shite, so we didn't take one. We took a power axe instead and a stub gun. This guy's, of course, got the close combat sort of Venator profile there, so he's got slightly higher toughness and better weapon skill as well. Moving along now, this guy's been useless in nearly every game so far. The Dandy Highwayman, I like to call him as a nickname. He kind of resembles Adamant a little bit, I'd say. Same in the colour scheme too, but twin auto pistols and flak armour for this guy. He is, of course, slightly more shooty as well with his ballistic skill of 3+. Next up, we have the Security Sheath. Now this guy's kind of, you know, somewhere near the top in the command chain, but hotshot las gun on this fella with layered flak armour as well. He has got the slightly tougher profile, so he's not particularly great at shooting, but he has got nice survivability as well. Not too smart though, with an intelligence of 9. Last but not least is another new recruit. Now this one was free from my settlement, actually. Not that Venators should really have a settlement, I suppose, but they do in this campaign. This guy has gained a, or should I say gal, actually, this is a chick. And she's got a bolt pistol and a sword with layered flak armour, and a stub gun on the back here as well. Nice little conversion from that Underworld's kit as well, if I may say so, and the Novitiate's Kill Team box set. And of course, just to add another model to the mix, we've got an ammo jack as well as part of the crew. Now we're going to go over and have a look at Kira's gang, the Brazen Bitches, back again, leading the line with a, of course, very, very scary Death Maiden. So we're going to go and have a look at her. But just look at this table. I'm loving how this has turned out tonight. So, of course, when I move to Australia, I'm going to have to give most of the terrain back. So I'm not actually going to have most of this terrain when I move over across the ditch. But I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss these nights. They've been pretty awesome. But I aim to make some more terrain when I get over there. But yeah, we'll talk about the actual scenario specifically as well in a second, but let's go and have a look at the Brazen Bitches. Having a look at the board setup now, as you can see, we've got some lovely handmade terrain here from Selby and I. Lots of little bits actually, making up this sort of sewer canal that we've got down the middle here. Now, this scenario is called Meat Harvest. It's part of the Uprising campaign, but we're going to be renaming this to the Bean Harvest because I'm a vegan. No, that's a joke. It's Meat Harvest, and you can see these 12 corridor miniatures in the middle. We're going to be using those, well, they're going to be used as sort of information tokens, so to speak. Now, the most points wins in this scenario. The Escher will be aiming to stop them from talking, and they will need to take them out with close combat attacks, and on a 3+, they gain a point, and that player is removed, that miniature is removed from the board. Meanwhile, I will have to try and chaperone these guys. Now, it's a basic action to do so. They have to be within 8 inches from my fighter, and I have to pass a successful intelligence check to chaperone them 2d6 towards my fighters. Now, I need to get them into my deployment zone or end zone, so to speak, to score a point myself. Like I said, the most points wins. And this is going to be an interesting one. We've got some information tokens and some component crates scattered around the board here as well. Let's go and get that roll-off done for priority. Ragtag bunch of ladies is the Brazen Bitches. Now, leading the line in this one, we have Brutica. Brutica is a Death Maiden with a movement increase. She has Spring Up as her skill, of course. She also has a Plasma Pistol, Armoured Undersuit, Chemsynth, Mesh Armour, Venom Claw, Bad Blood stim, and a Hyper stim as well, and also Night Night as well. I have no idea what all of those stims do off the top of my head, but that's Brutica there for you. Obviously, the model's kind of proxy for what she's actually got there. We've then got Shi Jing, who is a specialist, Escher's sister, with a stub gun, a las gun, grenade launcher with frag and crack, infrasight, mesh armor, a long las. Very good. And then a stand-in model here for a ganger, one of my own ones actually. We're using this as Alisa. She's a sister with a stub gun, shotgun, a grapnel launcher, flak armor. We've then got Nessie next to that, the only one that's unpainted, but fantastic looking conversion there, if I may say so, Kira. This is Nessie. Nessie has a flak armor, a heavy rock saw that was won in a previous game, against me actually, I believe, and a Frenzon collar, which is just gross, and she's a little sister. We've also got one extra little sister there, and that is Formina. She's got a stiletto knife, stub gun, flak armor. The fun thing though is these guys have got 450 credits, 455 credits less than me in this game, so they've got lots and lots of inducements. Not only that, I've got a huge bounty of +3 in our current bounty system, so the bounty hunter that's going to be rolled up in this one is a tier 3 bounty hunter, as we only rolled quite low on this, but it was +3, and we've got Eros Slagmist. He's quite useful. Interesting guy, he's got high toughness, he's quite hard to kill. We've then got a model being a stand-in for Betty Banshee, who's quite scary. She's the Escher specific sort of death maiden with twin power swords. Yeah, twin power swords and, or custom power blades, should I say. They've got -2 AP, which is nasty. She also comes with parry and mesh armor. Pretty scary though, she's movement 7 also, and my beloved Yaga here, who counts as a drafted scum with a shotgun and mesh armor there as well. So 8 apiece for both of these. We're going to roll randomly. It's random crews and then random reinforcements in this one, so it's quite a small starting crews on this one, but we're going to do those rolls and come back with deployment. So we've rolled off the sides here. The Venators are taking the higher ground over on this side. We've got the Crusader down the center there with the new champion starting. 5 apiece we rolled actually, so we've got 5 on the board each. Security Chief and the new chick over here. And over here on this side we have the Brazen Bitches, pretty much all bundled up onto this left hand side actually. Now their mission is to attack and take out all of these corridor chaps in the middle. They just need to hit them with close combat attacks and get a 3 up to get a point for each of them, while I need to chaperone them with intelligence checks. Now half of my guys are quite intelligent, half of them are really are not, with intelligence of 9, but we've also got reinforcements waiting off the table as well, and they're going to be a random 1 in each end phase. We've also got Betty Banshee hiding under this little alcove there as well. We may as well get into rolling for priority. Let's have a look. Yellow is me. Level 6. Venators defending here. Oh, roll off again, I suppose. Black for me this time, 5. And Kira gets a 2. So that means Venators turn 1. We'll be back after a little bit of movement. First shot of the game, and it is coming from the Escher specialist over there, and she's going to be popping off a frag grenade all the way over here into the corner of my new recruit. So, needing a, 4 up here, I believe. And then we'll check the range on it. It does miss, and it does ammo check, so first we'll just do the ammo check. It's out of frag for now. Now, was it in range? Should we just check the range there? I think it probably is, but we'll just double check it, just to see where it scatters from. Let's have a look. Yep, kind of just in range there. So yeah, we'll just be scattering now from that spot, that corner. And where does it go? That will go, will pretty much stay on the corner, I think. So it should still hit, I would say. Yep, because it will bounce against here and it will hit this little minx down on the corner. So now we're just going to roll to wound now. So we've got a 4 up. So not too bad, even though you're out of ammo on that one. Yep, that'll wound. Now I've got layered flak here, so it goes from a 4 up, sorry, it goes to a 5 up to a 4 up. So don't save it, that's an injury roll. Ooh, first shot of the game here, can it be a bad one? Not too bad, a flesh wound, but I don't think the Escher will mind too much. Other than that, all we've had is a little bit of movement. The Crusader, the champion down the middle there, and Death Maidens and such surging forward elsewhere. Ammo jack on the roof here, just to represent and remember, and remind me that I've actually got one too. So the first tactics card has now been played as well, and that was Rain of, what's it called? Rain of Blades?
Rain of Blades.
Yeah, and that gives you a free charge action. So Brutica's moved, and then charged with that one to get the first, to try and get the first point here now. So we just need to roll a hit, you just need to hit it and then roll a 3+ basically. So
2+.
Yeah. That'll do it, and will you get the point? You will get the point, so that is the first point to the Brazen Bitches as they capture one of these guys. Now, it doesn't say about coup de grace and stuff. I imagine you probably do get the consolidation move out of this though, even though they're not treated as normal fighters, so I imagine you can move. Skip yourself down there, that's fine, so you're not in the open. That's pretty much the end of this. We're going to move these guys around randomly now, and then come back with the sort of end of turn. So the end of turn 1, and the Brazen Bitches are in the lead by a point. We've actually moved around all these corridor guys, and they've moved around pretty favourably towards the Escher actually. But the reinforcements have come in. We've got Shando Vernius, the interrogator, second interrogator, on the field now. and just having a look at the positions over here, the Escher are much faster, so they've really got forwards. As you can see, these Cawdor aren't really, they're moving randomly and they're not moving very far. So we've got what's her face over there, Betty Banshee, about to kill one as well, and this guy probably going to get finished off pretty soon, and also another one here. So we're looking at quite a few points if the Escher get their way this turn. So, but we'll see about that. We do need to make those intelligence checks over here, which means it's going to be taking up a lot of activations for the Venators, which means they're less dangerous, I suppose. We did have a reinforcement arrive for the Escher as well. Who was that? That was Yaga, I think, the hive scum with the shotgun there. Now it's time to roll for initiative in this one as well. So I'm going to roll a 2, and the Escher get a 1. So I do get this again. Choices, choices. We'll be back with the first couple moves. My Savant, Oberon Goss down here with the 2 auto pistols, is going to take the first Chaperone action here. Now he needs to pass a leadership test. And leadership is not a stat that we use too often in Necromunda actually, so it's interesting that we're doing it, but I believe we've got a 7 up to roll here. And I roll nipples, so I definitely won't do it. And that's over to the Escher.
I don't believe you!
So after that little bit of frustration, the security chief is going to be firing his hotshot las gun all the way over there into that little sister that's just hiding in the goo. So we're going to aim and shoot here, so we're hitting on a 3 up. And will hit this time. So we'll hit with a 5, and it's going to be wounding on a 3, I imagine. And that's -1 AP on your Juve.
Injury roll.
No armor there, okay.
Oh, she's got flak armor.
Yeah, flak, yeah, it does -1. Oh god, and that's a skull. So it's a big one. So it's already, turn 2's opening up already. We can't chaperone anyone just yet, but we'll see the injury roll for this little sister, just to see if she's okay. Is she okay?
Yellow
That's the question.
She's fine.
She's absolutely fine. She's going to be back in the next game, so no hurt feelings there. But that is 1 down, so I suppose we'll have to make bottle checks at some point soon. But I don't think this type of scenario is going to be a particularly long-winded game. I think it's all going to be quite explosive in a second. And now it's over to the Escher. The indomitable Betty Banshee here, charging a Hiver to see if she can hit. Now she just needs to not roll 4 1s here, I believe. Yep, she'll do it. So now just a 3+, and you get this point as well. Just on 1, sorry, not on 1. Oh, no, doesn't get it. But it is just 1 dice roll, I believe, but doesn't get it, which means that this Hiver does move away D6 inches. Interesting. Betty Banshee, not really doing much there. And he goes 6 inches away from her, directly away from her. And we go over to the Venators. Brutica charging again here. Now, will we hit? I imagine we will, but will we actually get the guy? This is the question. We certainly will. Just need 3 ups here to get this fella. And that's another point for the Escher if we get him. Yep, he's got. So that is 2 points to the Escher now, and we are sort of midway through turn 2. Back over to the Venators. Now for Crusader Haldane Mauritani, who's moving into the open here, towards the gate, and he's going to attempt a leadership check to chaperone as well. We'll see what happens here. We need a 7 up on this guy. 7 up is a popular drink, so I hear. And we do get it. So that's cool. I can move these guys 2d6 towards me. And he can kind of defend them, which is kind of cool because he's got a 2 up save from his front arc, so quite nice that having a valiant knight coming to the rescue for these guys. But is he though? Because they're all going to be torturing them under threat of the Ordo Hereticus. So there we go. Interrogator Lady Shando Vernius here is going to be attempting another leadership check here to try and chaperone as we try and get these guys towards my end zone or my backfield. Talking in Blood Bowl terms there, but she does pass with a 6 up because she's a champion. Now we get to roll those checks to see how close they can get, but they're all heading towards my way. I've still got to get them off the field though. And there are many more in the Escher zone there as well. Shi Jing, she ran out of frag grenades in that grenade launcher of hers, but she has got a backup long las, which is quite tasty, and she's going to be shooting again into the same chick that she glanced earlier with the long las this time, hitting on a natural 4. Doesn't quite do it, just misses. We've got a fun development going on here though, as we've got loads and loads of masses hoarding around the new interrogator as he screams at them to come this way. It's quite interesting developments here, but I've still got to chaperone them off the table. It's going to be quite difficult because those that aren't within 2 inches of any of my guys move randomly at the end of this turn as well too. And we've got 2 points over here from these guys. So pretty much if the Escher get another 3, that would probably end in a draw, I suppose. But we'll see. We'll play this out. So we've gone round at the end of the phase, and anyone outside of 2 inches of a defender is moving randomly. Quite a few of them have actually moved my way, which is quite nice, even randomly. But a couple have been running opposite direction, which is a bit silly of them, really. But it's all in the balance. But we do have a bottle check to make for the Brazen Bitches here, as they started with 5 and they've now lost 1. So we'll be bottling on a 5, I believe. That will do it. So we'll roll priority, and then we'll see what happens with who sticks around, as we've got another reinforcement entering the fray as well. So we'll do that after the reinforcement has come on, I suppose. Sweet. So that is priority to you. So if you want to place your reinforcement on, and then we'll do the bottle check. So where's Brutica? We'll do Brutica first because she's the most important one. Brutica needs, what's she got? A call of 4? Yeah, so well, I've seen Snake Eyes lots of times from Brutica in the past, so she's fine though, which means that the Juve next to her is fine, I believe, as well. We've got Long Laz chick on the back there. She's probably fine, I think 7 for a ganger. I think that's probably all right.
Yep.
And the goat himself, Yaga, has got an 8 up, because he's a scum. He stays around, and who else? Betty Banshee is fine, and the last but not least, we've got the Lisa, who is fine as well. So they're all fine, but they have bottled, so they will lose 1 rep here, but they're not really worried about rep at the moment. But they do get priority as well, because the 6 was rolled. I can't beat that. I had priority last time anyway. So I'm going to play a tactics card, and that's going to be seize the initiative to get it here. I have to. So I will be playing seize the initiative. I had to put it in here because I had a really small crew, and I think it's kind of important for this scenario. So I'll be trying to chaperone in this turn. What's interesting about this game is that I'm not trying to do any damage here. I'm literally trying to just save these guys, save them, or at least question them, interrogate them with pain. But we'll see what happens as I try and do some chaperoning here. Ingo Vularai has come on as a reinforcement here, but the first thing I'm going to do with the Seize the Initiative here is do a group activation with Shando Vernius and the Security Chief Gorgon Locke there as well. And first of all, we're going to go with Gorgon Locke there, who is going to do a chaperone here, which is a basic, before he does anything else. And he fails to do that. So his next activation will be a move, and he's going to move back into his deployment zone a little bit. So he's just going to move over this way. And the next one will be Shando there as well. She's going to do the same thing and hopefully pass. She does pass with a 6, luckily. So we're now going to chaperone some guys towards her and try and get these guys down there a little bit closer. But it's all in the balance. We've got everyone bearing down through the middle there. We'll see what will happen. We're just going to move these guys. Desperate measures here from the Long Laz sniper as she shoots into the bunch of hivers here. We're going to go for the one closest there and try and take him out on a 5+. So yeah, you just got to hit him. And then you're just taking him out on a 5 up here, and he's out of action. He's not, so he's fine. But if you stole one away from me there, that would have made things a little bit different, I suppose. But you can't get a point. If I don't have a point, you don't get a point. But we'll see. We shall see. Now, over to me. I am going to deliberately... First thing I'm going to do is try and pass my 6 up here, because if I get this, I could probably get some hivers into my backfield for the end of this turn, hopefully. So let's have a look if I can do it. Don't want to jinx myself. I did do it though, so that's cool. I do get to move some more, but you've always got some pot shots to take there. We're just going to go ahead and move those off camera. So another tactics card used here to get some extra attacks, I believe. Was that Hidden Blade, was it?
No, Thundering Charge.
Thundering Charge, yeah, sorry.
Make sure she can climb all the way up the side of the
So she's gone for a big long charge up the side of the building. Another desperate measure here to get another points. Lots of attacks here. Just need to hit with them and then you get 3 ups. Yep, so yeah, 4 3 ups. And you get this point. Yep, so that's another point. So 3 points so far to the Escher. The development here was that I managed to get 3 corridor into my deployment zone here, which was defined by this line going across the middle. I didn't quite get any more of them though, so at the end of this phase, hopefully, if they're still standing, I should get 6 points out of those guys.
And one more thing, she consolidates halfway down the building.
Yep, all good. consolidation there as well. But 3 points to the, so only, what, 9 left now, Hivers? Right, so the new interrogator, Lysander Parnassus, is going to move out here, and he's got Gunfighter with his 2 stub plasma combi pistols, and he's going to shoot the first pistol off at Brutica here. So we'll be hitting on a 2, close up there. We do hit. Now remember, this is the combi weapon, so it doesn't have the maximum profile. We're going to be wounding on a 3. We do wound, so there's a -1 there.
That's 4 ups.
Yep.
Sorry, 5 ups.
5 ups, yep. Undersuit and mesh, I believe, yep.
Yeah.
And she likes it, but she's pinned. She has got spring up though, so it will make a difference. Well, not just yet, when she goes.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. And then I'm going to shoot the second pistol at her as well.
Yep.
So, we're going to miss though with a 1. So, ooh, nasty. So he's good at shooting, but not when he doesn't wound stuff. But she is pinned at least. If she rolls a 1 on the spring up check, then I might be in luck. But otherwise, he's dead meat, and it's your turn. Right, time for the new chick to shine here. She's going to make a charge action. This is Penitent Graylin Midgeseld, who is kind of, yeah, my little sort of novitiate in sort of crusade, baby crusader. She's going to try and charge around the corner into a heavy rock saw, so this could go very badly if you've watched any of my previous games where I charge into stuff and fail to kill it and then get killed myself. But rolling a d3 here just to see what the charge range is. She's movement 5 plus 1, so I don't think she's going to get there. We'll have a look. We'll just bend around the corner here. Does she get close there? I think she does. She does. She does get in. Now, what's she got? She got a pretty average profile. She's only hitting on 4s normally, but she's got a sword, so that gives me +1 to hit there. And we've got a bolt pistol as well. So it's going to be 1 attack base. So we've got 1 attack with the sword, 2 attacks for charging, and then the bolt pistol as a sidearm there as well. So we've got black for the bolt pistol and yellow for the sword here. The yellow will be hitting on 3s, and the black will be hitting on 4s. Ooh, look at that, that's nice. But you've got parry, so you're parrying the bolt pistol. It's not rapid fire, of course, but parrying the bolt pistol, and we get a miss. So that will be 2 sword hits. Now, what's your toughness?
3.
So that is 1, and it's -1 AP. Do we have any armor on this chick? Okay.
Sorry, no armor, because
No
flank
armor?
armor.
Yep,
So
let's hope we need more than...
2 injury rolls.
Okay, yep.
True grit.
Oh yeah, true grit. So we need 2 serious injuries here at least. There we go.
Ooh.
Right, okay. And I will take the coup de grace, I have to. I have to, yep. So the new chick gets a possible, well, we'll see what happens with the injury roll, shall we? Hopefully nothing too bad, but an extra XP at least.
Okay, I'm not too worried considering she's 30 credits.
Yeah, exactly. You could always get the heavy rocks. She's fine. She's going to be out cold. But it's an XP, it all counts. So the Scum Beastman is going to be plugging a solid round into Interrogator Lysander Parnassus, who is right in the open here and looking like he's going to get absolutely smashed in the next one. In the next phase anyway, if this doesn't kill him first. We'll miss though. So lucky so far. Now what happened before that is the Crusader actually wimped out, and instead of charging the Death Maiden, or instead of opting to charge the Death Maiden, he went with moving back and getting an intelligence token, an info token, which are crucial to this campaign. Won't explain quite how they work, but there's another one over here as well, which looks like he's going to get got by the Escher soon. And that, I think, have you got anyone left?
Nope.
No one left. So we'll go into the end of this turn. But yeah, a lot happened. I took out 2 so far, enemies, and at the end of this phase, I will claim these 3. So that is 2 points apiece for these 3. So I'll get 6 points, and it's 6-3, is it?
Yep.
So far, 3 for the Escher. However, we've got Betty Banshee bearing down on people over there, and a very scary Death Maiden about to spring up and start killing stuff. However, we did bottle, but first we'll roll priority. But actually, what we need to do first, actually off camera, because it's really boring, is move around these random guys. So a couple have moved around randomly. One of them has just moved inconveniently in front of the interrogator there, but I don't think it's going to help much because of the angle. But now it's priority. So you had it last time, didn't you, with a 6, I believe. So, yep, priority for me.
You see the initiative though.
I did, yeah, you're right. So a 1, you get it. So this will be interesting. We'll see what the Escher get. But first, they've got to roll those bottle checks. So first off for the Brutica, of course, Oh, she's fine with the double 6, but my miniatures aren't. As Kira hurls dice at them.
You know what the score was. When
Who's going next? Should we do Betty Banshee next? She must have an insane call, I'm sure. She's absolutely fine with a 6. Yep. 100%.
Oh, double 6s.
Yep, that's 2 double 6s he just rolled.
Yaga.
Yep, he's got an 8, so he's not sticking around.
Puts it out.
Yep.
I do get Iros coming on though.
Yep. May as well roll for him before he even comes on, shall we? See if Eros is sticking around. I think he's got a 7 up off the top of my head. He's fine.
Yep.
And then we've got Shi Jing, yep. Who's fine as well. And then
Elisa.
Yep. Is
also fine.
Lots of high rolls there, so not bad. Not bad at all. They only lost 1 out of it, and that was just the guy who came on. I will get my reinforcement, which is my last guy, the Executioner, who looks like a cool dude. We're going to stick him right off over here. In fact, you know what? I'm going to be cheeky and stick him over here because I feel like there's some threat over here. And I might have to deal with it in a second, but priority goes to Kira as we figure out what to do with the Escher. So it was inevitable. Brutica is going to attempt to charge. First she needs to spring up. I said it. I called it. I absolutely called it. I called it so Brutica doesn't, but she probably stands up and does something else.
She stands up.
Do you know what she can do? She can stand up and do a fight action on that guy and try and get the point. The fight actions are basic. Oh yeah, he went. Sorry, I thought he was there. Yeah. Okay, what else is she going to do? I'm very lucky there.
Going to stand up and fire a plasma gun, a plasma pistol at her.
Yeah, fair enough.
That plasma McGinty over here.
Yep, the gunslinger over here. So now, can you be better than I am with my plasma pistols? Probably. Hitting on a 2 here. Wow. Fuck me sideways. Okay.
2-1 for Brutica.
Well, do you know what? I will just go with. I'll go with the fluffy turn, and we'll shoot straight back. So we're going to shoot both pistols. I'm going to roll them together. I'm actually just going to go with both pistols. This might not be the tactical choice, but first pistol, Brutica. Does hit. Does wound. Does not wound. Second pistol. Does hit. Does wound. So we've got a 5-up save there. Otherwise it is 1 damage. It is 1 damage. So she takes a wound and is...
No, she's got 2 wounds.
Yep, so it's 2 damage. So, yep, it's a plasma pistol, so she takes a wound and is seriously injured. But don't worry, I can't coup de grace her, but it's not very nice. Jesus Christ though, 2 1s for you, Kira, that's not very nice. And then guess what? I'm gonna freak out and walk away. Okay, so Betty Banshee now charging. This time she's gonna charge this civilian to try and get him off me. Now, this guy here, Oberon Goss, the Savant, has got a weapon skill of a 6-up as well, so if he gets charged at some point, he's going to be throwing slaps only. But Betty Banshee is probably most definitely in there with a movement 7, so she gets 9, a whopping 9 inches, I think she's in there. Betty Banshee's an interesting character. She's got 2 sort of power blades with -2 AP on them. She's also got parry too, so technically she's got 3 parries. So pretty defensive actually, more defensive than she is attacking. 4 attacks, I think, something like that. Don't roll loads of 1s again. That'll do. She just needs some 3-ups now to get rid of that guy. That'll do it. So that's another point.
And
so that's,
she consolidates 2 inches.
Yeah, that's 4 points, 6 to 4 so far. But you might get another one this turn, we shall see. Graylin Medusel, she took someone out earlier and she's going to try again by making a sort of charging coup de grace kick to the fanny of the giantess over there. So can we get the high though? No. So we get 1 inch, we get 6 inches. Do I get there? This is the question. Help me out here, Kira. Maybe. Yeah,
you just
I do. I'm sorry. I have to. It's the XP. We do it for the XP.
Yeah, she's out cold.
Yeah. Oh, she's out cold because she's got night, so we did use that earlier on. Taking a dose of night, so that's just out cold. Pretty good one, that. Good for keeping your champions and stuff alive as well. Interrogator Shando Vernius now. First shot of the game for her. She's normally pretty shooty. She's going to be shooting off at the long las over there. Not quite sure if we're in range, but we're going to roll the dice and see anyway. So I'll be hitting on a 2 here because she's in the open with the bolt gun. And that will hit with 3 shots. Oosh. So now just measuring quickly just to see if we're actually in range. think we probably are. Can you help me there? Can't reach, I've got one arm. One arm. I think I'm just in range. I did just move from there, yeah. Yep, so 3 shots, wounding on 3s here with the bolt gun, not very nice. 2 of them will go through, minus 1 AP. What's she got, armor-wise? Any saves over there?
Just mesh armor, no save.
So the mesh armor gets mulched, and we've got 4 damage going through here. So what do we get? That is a kill. Well, we'll see if it's a kill, but it's an XP for me. It's all turned very nasty all of a sudden in turn 4. Now we can see what the injury is for her.
4 yellow 10s.
Yep.
45.
She's might be an injury. It might be. I'm not sure what that one is, but I have to look that one up. But that is an XP for Shando Vernius there. So the Dandy Highwayman is going to need to take a willpower check to shoot. What's her face? What is her face?
Betty Banshee.
Betty Banshee is her face. Now, if I need to pass the willpower check of a 6 up here, I do not pass it, so I only get 1 action. So I will take that action to shoot both auto pistols at close range off into her face. -1 to hit, but +1 at close range as well. So we're going to be hitting on 3s here. So the first auto pistol shot will miss and ammo check, so 4 up there, passes, and the second shot will hit with 1 shot and will not wound, but she is pinned though. What skills does she have? Does she have spring up? I don't think she has spring up, but pinning her is the idea there. I can't move because that was my only 1 activation there. So that's the end of turn 4 now. Lots happened. We've only got a few more of these guys to capture and round up. The one that was over on this left-hand side got killed by Betty Banshee. She then got pinned as she moved back. The Crusader has moved over to try and get her if we get priority. We've got 2 more. So that's 4 more points here. So we do get 10 points, actually. So I'm not sure if we figure it out if it's possible for the Escher to get anything out of this one now. I'm not actually sure. We'll have to have a think about that. And now it's down to priority, but we've still got to move these random guys around. So if they move towards the Escher, we'll have a look as we go into turn 5. So there is a little bit of money to be had in this game because it is a campaign game and there are monies to be had. There's also an information token over there. So the Escher are going to stick it out. But we're just going to roll for priority here and then we're going to do those bottle checks again. So first off, priority. Who had it last turn? Was it me? I don't get it last turn anyway, so you do get it. Now we're just going to make those bottle checks again. Betty Banshee. Sticks around, I think. Pretty much sure she does, because I mean Death Maiden's got a 4 up and she's a Death Maiden, so. What else we've got? We've got Alisa over there. See what she gets. A 7 up, I think. This one. She sticks around too, and then last but not least, we've got Eros Slagmist, who goes with a 3. Yeah, he goes. That's annoying actually, because that's the yeah, I know. So you will get the first activation of this turn. All your tactics cards been used?
Yeah.
I've got 1 left, but yeah, it's turned pretty nasty pretty quickly. They actually can't win it. We figured it out. I've got 10 points to 4 or 5. But there is money to be had in it, like I said. So it's worth seeing what can happen here. Betty Banshee is going to get up and then trot over to there with a movement 7. And then we'll see what retaliation comes her way. Over to the Escher now. Alisa, the last remaining actual gang member, is going to be taking a fire action on this last little, or one of the last little Call guys. And we'll hit with... What will we hit with? What's she got? Just fists?
I think so.
If it is, then she might not hit. She'll be hitting on 4s normally, I think. She is an Escher ganger. She does actually miss.
Oh, she's got a stub gun too.
Okay, yeah, may as well roll the stub gun as well then. Let's have a look. Stub gun. You got to hit with this. Need a 4. That won't do it. Now this guy does run away from you. D6 inches. He goes 5 inches away. It's not their day. It's not their day. The new recruit now is coming into the doorway there to shoot Alisa with a bolt pistol. At long range there, so needing a 4. That will hit again. So will it wound though on a 3? It will not, but it will pin Alisa in the middle there.
Yep.
Something else that just happened there was the Crusader himself has moved round to here, and it's all activations for me now as we play out this turn. Yeah, it is a bit overkill, but we've got one more Taxis card. We're going to use it. We're going to use bait and switch here, as it's just my activations. So I'm going to take an activation ready marker from someone else over here. In fact, we'll do it from over on Goss, and we'll give it to the Crusader, and then it's my activation. He's going to charge Betty Banshee and try and do some damage to this chick. So that'll be interesting. Charging here. Fast forward. We get 2 inches, so we most definitely get in there, but I'm not going to charge into close combat range. I'm actually going to go for versatile range here because it gives me +1 to hit with the greatsword. So we've got 2 attack space, which means 3 charging. All hitting on 2s with this guy. That'll do
Carry
it.
all 3 of them.
Okay. Okay, let's do it. Yeah, so strength 5 here, so I'll be running on 3s. That will be 3 of them. Now, what's she got? Mesh armor, I think.
Yep.
I think it's just mesh. So
Yep.
she got 6 ups. 3 6 ups. Otherwise, she dead.
Oh no,
She
did.
very dead. So I don't know how many wounds she got, but she takes a wound and then Sever completely fucking smashes her face off. So this is good. We're going to roll her injury now. Do you want to just roll her injury? Because I could get extra
No, but you
XP here. Yeah, I know, but if you get a 66, I kill her, then I might get her, you know, extra XP. No. Still, not bad. I'll take that. I think that pretty much rounds out the end of the game there. Well, that was fairly brutal, I think we'll all agree. So a really fun scenario, actually. I really enjoyed playing that one. Of course, I was on the good end of the stick there, as Kira was unfortunate to roll a lot of 1s and get really punished by a few big shots, particularly from that combi bolter and the plasma pistol, etc. as well. Of course, the man or lady of the match goes to Penitent Graylin Medjuseld, who is my new ganger with the sword and the bolt pistol. Really, really good performance, kicking a Death Maiden to death and also taking out that giant Frenzon collared rock grinder early on in the game. A few little things to think about in that game, though. I think strategically I did the right thing in sort of creating a supply chain almost to get the hivers off into my deployment zone. But a few questions I've got with that scenario. Of course, I've got a copy of the scenario which is a little bit vague in some of the rules, and I think it, again, like anything in Necromunda, it can be interpreted in different ways depending on how you read things, and I'm not too sure about the rules in this one. There are a couple of grey areas in that one, whether you can chaperone multiple hivers or not. It does sort of seem to suggest that you can, but I'm unsure whether that's actually the case. However, it was still a really interesting one. And yeah, like anything, you can always get these rules interpreted in different ways. But if you're watching that and you're thinking, wow, that was really, really out of whack, then please do comment again. But we play this for fluff, as you can probably tell. We're not metagamers over here, so we don't take it that seriously. That was a fun one, though. No one got seriously injured in this game, but I'm really, really, really proud and happy with how this gang are looking, particularly now that I've finished them as well. Of course, my leader and my Beastmaster will be coming back into the fray as we go into the next game against Ogryns tomorrow night. Whether I can get a battle report of that one, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty scared of these Ogryns, and they're going to be attacking me in the Power Lines scenario, and that's going to be a skirmish game for our campaign here. But in this one, that's enough from me. Plenty of money, plenty of credits taken from this game, and some nice experience here as well, as we carry on towards the end of this campaign. Over and out.